It is the early morning of December 18, 1944, as a German tank column advances towards Stavelot. German commander Joachim Peiper, inside his King Tiger, realizes his heavy tanks are far too slow. He requires faster cavalry to execute his plan, shouting an order, "Bring me the Panthers." Two faster Panther medium tanks pull up, their commanders awaiting new instructions from Peiper. Peiper must seize Stavelot and secure the vital bridges to ensure the Battle of the Bulge succeeds. He orders the Panther crews to immediately charge the bridge at their absolute maximum speed. The Panther engines roar to life, lurching forward as they accelerate rapidly down the main road. They turn a corner at high speed, firing their cannons wildly, but American defenders are ready. The German tanks speed directly into the crosshairs of a hidden American 57mm anti-tank gun. The gun fires, striking the lead Panther near its rear, damaging the engine and stopping it. The second Panther does not stop, racing past the smoking wreck of the first tank. It turns towards the American gun and charges. The gunners dive away as 45 tons charges them. The crew reverses back towards the bridge, speeding across while drawing heavy American defensive fire. Now in the main town, the Panther crew rolls directly into the path of a second anti-tank gun. The commander shouts to his machine gunner, who spots the threat and rakes the American position. Under heavy fire, the American crew fires a shot, but even at this close range, it misses. The Germans fire an explosive round at the American gun position from point-blank range. The shell streaks over the Americans' heads, deafening them before slamming into the ground just behind. The Panther tank crew charges the position, driving over the anti-tank gun and completely crushing it. As the defense crumbles, Peiper orders his King Tigers forward. One by one they cross. They must capture the American fuel dump. Peiper's mission requires pushing past Stavelot, needing gasoline. The American commander, Major Paul J. Solis, desperately tries to coordinate his defensive forces. Seeing the heavy tanks crossing, he knows retreat is the only option. All units, evacuate! In retreat, Solis deprives the Germans of gasoline, ordering the northern fuel dump destroyed immediately. Peiper is furious. He desperately needed that fuel and hoped reinforcements had arrived. But the Tiger Company, commanded by Jürgen Wessel, had been held up further south. With the northern dump destroyed, he decides to range west, searching for more American gasoline. Peiper's King Tigers line up and advance, leaving Stavelot behind in their desperate search for fuel. His impatience means he leaves Stavelot defended only by a small contingent of German soldiers. The soldiers are ordered to wait for more Tigers and to set up rudimentary defenses. They are digging in when the distinct sound of approaching tanks is suddenly heard. Their hope turns to despair as the sound is not Tigers but armor from the north. On the hill, a column of Shermans, M10s, and infantry shells the German positions below. The Germans radio for reinforcements, reaching Jürgen Wessel, commanding the Tigers to the south. Wessel tells the soldiers to hold on. "Faster! Our men need reinforcements! We are hours away!" Powerful Maybach engines roar to life as they finally arrive in Stavelot while the battle is still raging. Wessel immediately orders his Tigers to push forward across the bridge, with him in the lead. The convoy approaches the bridge, but an American M10 tank destroyer is watching every move. "Fire!" The American gun roars, and a shell strikes Wessel's Tiger directly on the gun mantlet. The shock detonates the shell in the breech, damaging the gun and slamming the loader hard. "Go! Forward! We are in the open!" Wessel yells as the King Tiger accelerates forward. With multiple streets ahead, Wessel must make a split-second choice. He shouts, "Left!" He chooses poorly, ordering his men directly into the sights of another waiting M10 tank destroyer. The M10 fires. The shell hits the frontal plate, not penetrating, but the impact is immense. "Back up, now!" In haste, the 70-ton tank reverses straight through a house wall. The driver attempts to drive the Tiger out of the rubble, but the engine suddenly dies. Without a working gun or engine, Wessel quickly orders his crew to abandon the tank. He and his crew escape the stranded Tiger II just before more shots find their mark. They race back, finding only 3 German tanks. The rest have retreated back across the bridge. Anti-tank gun up that road, take it out. Wessel sends a second King Tiger forward. Meanwhile, far to the west, Peiper is held up by a bridge destroyed by American engineers. He is devastated. Days of delay have been added to the operation. Damn engineers! He gets word Stavelot is under attack, ordering Commander Gustav Knittel back to the town.
Back in Stavelot, Wessel's hold on the bridge is tenuous as he tries to advance. As they roll onto the bridge, a terrifying sound is heard. American planes are approaching. A tank commander looks skyward as 2 P-47 fighters drop straight through the clouds. The planes dive as the King Tigers are caught in the open trying to cross the bridge. The P-47s fire rockets at the column. Men dive for cover as explosions erupt everywhere. The thunderbolts disappear, leaving carnage. Status support. Lead tanks immobilized. We're stuck. With the Tiger stuck, German infantry are without heavy support and pushed back house by house. Any cover is completely annihilated by the American Shermans' main cannons firing explosive shells. The mighty King Tigers are left firing from the sidelines, watching their men get destroyed. The battered German soldiers retreat back across the bridge, leaving Stavelot in American hands. As the sun sets under the horizon, the fiercely contested bridge becomes no man's land. In the dark, M10s and Shermans take ambush positions while German crews fix the disabled Tigers. They remove bent road wheels, jamming the system, and the wounded Tigers are slowly moving again. Using the heavy fog, the wounded Tigers move forward and escape past the Americans westward. South of the river, German commandos wear American uniforms to fool the Allies. A column is ordered to ride captured American jeeps and drive directly toward Stavelot. They pretended to be American troops to catch the enemy by surprise during the offensive. Arriving at the bridge checkpoint, they hope their disguise will get them safely across. The men sit nervously. They make it halfway across the bridge, their objective now in sight. But the Americans are wise to the deception. Machine guns rip through the night, destroying them. Following this failure, the King Tigers that remained in the south finally begin their advance. The first Tiger, number 222, braves the open ground leading from the south of the river. An M10 crew across the river aims at its flank and slams a shell above the tracks. Tiger 222, critically damaged by the powerful shot, comes to an immediate and sudden halt. The M10 follows with a second shot and then a third that punches through the armor. The German crew throws out a smoke grenade and manages to escape through the fog of war. The instant defeat of the lead Tiger completely kills the momentum of the southern attack. To the northwest, Knittel's armor and infantry push towards the American positions through heavy artillery. Explosions rock the earth, shrugged off by the Tigers, but devastating the exposed German infantry. They are still pushing the Americans back through Stavelot and threaten to reach the bridge. Allied commanders realize they cannot hold the bridge, so they opt for the next best thing. A specialized team of United States engineers is immediately deployed from the Strategic Reserve. They race to the riverbank on a jeep covered by heavy machine gun and anti-tank fire. They get under the bridge, rigging 1,000 pounds of explosives as bullets whiz overhead. The engineers act fast, quickly lighting the fuse before retreating back to their lines. The massive explosion resonates throughout the battlefield, drowning out all other battlefield communication. Further west, Peiper is 3 towns away, hugging the river, still searching for gasoline. His tanks are almost completely out of fuel and are in desperate need of a resupply. Then he receives the news over the radio. Engineers have destroyed the Stavelot bridge. Peiper is furious. Attack them! Cross the river or die trying, he orders his men. On December 20th, hundreds of German troops descend into the river as artillery falls. The few survivors that manage to make it to the other side are cut down. On the west flank, Knittel's forces push Americans back, but the German infantry suffers greatly. King Tiger 133 is caught by an M10, which fires its 76mm cannon into it. Fire! Fire! The M10 pulls back just as the Tiger's massive shell flies past them. The American crew immediately radios the precise location of the heavy German tank to headquarters. 3 American Shermans answer the call and begin to close in on the King Tiger's position. The German crew advances, hunting the M10, when the first Sherman appears from a side street. "Halt! Target left!" The Sherman fires into the turret. The shell ricochets violently. Another Sherman emerges, firing a second shot into the hull, absorbed by the heavy honor. The Tiger swings its turret, but the Shermans reverse into cover. The heavy tank is too slow. The commander knows he is in deep trouble. His armor means little if he cannot hit back. A shell streaks across the battlefield, striking the Tiger right between the turret and the hull. The round squeezes through the turret ring and explodes inside the fighting compartment. The radio operator is killed and the transmission is damaged, but the tank can still move. Damaged, the Tiger flees, but while leaking fluid, one of the heavy tracks suddenly jams. Unable to steer, the crew is forced to abandon the tank in a ditch. A king has fallen.